Hi readers, welcome to Novels with Nat. The past couple of days where I live has been super warm. Spring is definitely here, and when it's springtime, there's nothing I want to do more than thrift for books. I read a lot of books, and so with that, I tend to buy a lot of books. However, the vast majority of the books that I do buy are thrifted. I would say in a year, I probably only buy one, maybe two books full price. Well, I do go to the thrift store very frequently, probably weekly. The thrift stores near me, I've got about 3 or 4 near me, and they're all really good. They have good selection. You can get brand new books, new releases for pretty affordable prices. So I definitely take advantage of that. So yesterday I did go to 3 thrift stores and I filmed some of the selection that they had. So I thought maybe we could do like a little thrifting video slash a haul at the end. This is the stack of books that I ended up coming home with. So first I'll play some of the clips that I got yesterday filming in the thrift store, and then we'll come back and do a little haul. Okay, so I started off at the first store in the romance section. Always a lot of Danielle Steele. I saw some Colleen Hoover, Ugly Love, and It Starts With Us. And I saw Haunting Adeline. I think that's a pretty popular dark romance. The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. It's a thriller. The Spanish Love Deception. I think that's a pretty popular one. And I saw a copy of The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I've been seeing more and more of this one in the thrift stores recently. They also had the sequel, The Housemaid's Secret. I saw The Silent Patient, and then I saw one of my favorite thrillers of all time, Local Woman Missing. I have a copy though. This one, Things We Do in the Dark, sorry. That's on my TBR, but I have a copy as well, so I put it back. And then I saw Lisa Jewell's None of This Is True. That was okay. And then I came across a section with a lot more Frida McFadden. They had a ton of them. I saw Never Lie. This one was pretty cheap. I think it was, $3.99. And I saw The Coworker as well. I really did not like this book. That one was $5.99. And 2 more copies of The Housemaid's Secret. Then I saw a copy of one of my favorite books of all time, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I read it earlier this year, absolute 6 stars. And Verity as well, love that book. I already have copies of those 2 though, so hopefully someone else will come across them and pick them up. And I saw an Abby Jimenez. I've never read one of her books, but I think she's pretty popular in the romance genre. I saw Sherry Lapina. I don't buy her books too often because they're pretty hit or miss for me. I saw this one, The Luckiest Girl Alive by Jessica Knoll. I did read Bright Young Women by this author, but I didn't really care for it, so I put that one back. They had a copy of The Good Sister. I love Sally Hepworth. This is a great book. It's one of her best. When I saw this book, the spine and the cover intrigued me. I like the cover, but I'm not sure what it's about. And I was super excited because I saw a copy of Beartown, but it had sticky stuff all over the cover, so I quickly put that one back. I'll keep my eye out for another copy though. Then I saw this copy of What Lies Between Us by John Mars. I loved this book. I gave it 5 stars. It was super fast paced. That one was $5.49. I saw a copy of The House in the Pines. That one was okay. I gave it 3 stars. There's a Taryn Fisher book, The Wrong Family. I have not read this one. And another Sherry Lapina. This one I read. I gave it 2 stars. It was just alright. Nothing special. Then I saw a copy of Holly by Stephen King. I love this cover. This is the second store I went to. First thing I saw was Daughter of Mine by Megan Miranda. I have not read it, but I like the cover of that one as well. Really pretty blue. And I saw a mass market paperback of The Maid. I don't like mass markets, so I put that one back, but I do love that book. I saw this one, The Off Season. The premise really intrigued me, but it has a low rating on Goodreads, so I didn't grab it this time. They also had The Mystery Guest, which is the sequel to The Maid. And I saw The Woman in Cabin 10, which is getting a sequel later this year by Ruth Ware. I'm excited for that one. And I moved on to the romance section. I think this is a pretty popular one, The Ex-Hex. Another Lucy Foley in the romance section. This one's a thriller, The Paris Apartment. I really liked it. I gave it 4 stars. And then I saw tons of It Ends With Us, which is quickly becoming a thrift store classic. The spine of this one caught my eye, like neon writing. I'm not sure what it's about, but I liked the cover. Then I saw a copy of The It Girl by Ruth Ware. This one's on my TBR as well. And another copy of None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. Then I saw The Wives by Taryn Fisher. This one I gave 1 star. I absolutely hated it. And next to it I saw The Lies We Told, which I ended up picking up. It was on my TBR. I put it back here, but I went back and grabbed it after. And I saw She's Not Sorry by Mary Kubica. I like this author, but this one wasn't one of my favorites. It was just okay. I gave it 3 stars. I preferred Local Woman Missing. Another copy of The Wrong Family by Taryn Fisher. Taryn Fisher is all over the thrift stores, which could be a good sign, could be a bad sign, depending how you look at it. And then some Stephen King. They had 2 copies of 11/22/63, which has been on my TBR for so long. I just have to work up the courage to pick it up because it's so long, but it seems like everyone loves it. Then I saw a copy of One Perfect Couple by Ruth Ware. Kind of a survival thriller. I gave it 3 stars. It was fine. And then another Megan Miranda, Such a Quiet Place. I think this is a domestic thriller. And then they had a copy of this book, which I did DNF a while ago. There was just too many characters. But it was an interesting concept, told in sort of mixed media. And this is the 3rd thrift store that I went to. Again, I started off in the romance. I just usually give it a quick browse, but I'm not much of a romance reader. I saw a copy of this, Colleen Hoover. I've never heard of this one before, but the cover is really pretty. I like it. Another Colleen Hoover that I've never heard of. Never seen that cover either. And then I saw a copy of a Carly Fortune book, Every Summer After. I think she's pretty popular. And the classic 50 Shades of Grey. And then another Taryn Fisher book. This one was an ex-library book. It's An Honest Lie. I have read that one, didn't like it. And a copy of The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell, which is the only one of hers that I didn't like. And I saw this one, which is part of the Natural series, but it wasn't the first book, so I put it back. Another Megan Miranda, this one's also on my TBR, The Girl from Widow Hills. And I saw Sarah Dessen, Someone Like You. And last but not least, I saw a John Green book, and that was it for this trip, and I headed home. Okay, so it's the next day. Those clips that you saw were from yesterday, and now I'm just sitting down to talk about the books that I picked up. The first 3 books that I got were for my sister. She also likes to read a lot. We don't have the same kind of taste in books necessarily, but whenever I see a book that I think she wants or that's on her radar, I'll just send her pictures and she'll let me know which ones she wants me to pick up. The first one is Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. She tends to enjoy Ali Hazelwood's books and she doesn't have this one, so I saw it there. It was $4.50, so pretty good price. I'll also say at the thrift stores near me, most of them are Value Village. They do have a promotion where if you buy, I think it's 4 books, you get 1 for free. And on top of that, you can stack a 20% off coupon. So I always do that. These come out to this was probably like $3 or something. So my sister will enjoy this one. Then also for my sister, she got Hunting Adeline. I believe this is a second book in a series or duology. She does have the first one. She hasn't read it yet, but I knew that she probably want to have this one. I'd never seen it in a thrift store before, so I picked this one up for her. It looks kind of scary. I've heard that the content in this is a bit extreme, so I have no clue what it's about, but there it is. And then last but not least for my sister, I got The Coworker by Frida McFadden. I've read this one. I didn't like it at all. I gave it, I think, 2 stars. But my sister wanted to try it, so I got it for her. This was $5.99. I've been finding more and more recently a lot of Frida McFadden in the thrift stores. Previously, it would, be a rarity to find one of her books in the thrift stores, but I think, so many people have been buying them and reading them that they're kind of trickling their way down into the thrift stores. So there it is, The Coworker. I'll see what her opinion is of it. Okay, then the rest of the stack are books that I got for myself. The first one is The Lies We Told. This book has been on my TBR for years, probably like 3 or 4 years. I don't even know when it came out, actually. I think it's an older one. Came out in 2018. So yeah, I think it was really popular a few years ago. I just never got around to it. And so I know if it's on my shelf, I'll probably be more likely to pick it up. So I grabbed it. It was $5.49. Next for myself, I got The Troop by Nick Cutter. This one I believe is a horror novel. It's been on my TBR for a long time as well. I've heard Gabby Reeds talk about this one a lot. I know it's one of her favorites. So I typically have pretty aligned reading tastes with her. So that's why I added it to my TBR. And when I saw it there, I was super excited. So I'm gonna give this one a shot. It seems like it's gonna be a really good one. And I've been trying to get a little bit more into horror recently. So I think this one should help me out with that. Okay, this next one I was super excited to find. I have already read this one. It is Famous Last Words by Gillian McAllister. This is her newest release and it's very recently released, so I was surprised to see it in the thrift store. Yeah, it came out this year, just a couple months ago. I did already read it. I gave it 4.5 stars, and so my sort of method to book buying that I try to stick to doesn't always work, but I try to read new releases from the library. And then if I enjoy it and I really like it, I'll keep my eye out for it in the thrift store. It usually takes, 6 months to kind of trickle into the thrift stores, but this one I found pretty quickly, so I was super excited and I grabbed it right away. I keep a list on my phone of the books that I'm kind of keeping my eye out for or that I want to try to find thrifted. And so I was super happy to find this one. It isn't in the best condition. It does have kind of like a big fold on the front, but that's okay. I'm kind of the opinion that like when you put your books on the shelf, you just kind of see the spine anyway. So as long as the spine is intact, I'm not too bothered about it. Okay, next I picked up Bring Me Back by B.A. Paris. This one I got at a different thrift store. I wasn't actually filming in that store. It was very busy, but in this thrift store, the books were on kind of like a special. If you bought 3, you got 30% off. So this one came out to $1.40, something like that. This one I believe is by the same author as Behind Closed Doors, which I did enjoy. For $1.40, I don't mind taking a shot on it, and if I don't end up liking it or I DNF it, it kind of makes its way into a free little library somewhere. I got 2 more books left to talk about. This one was the book that I got because if you bought 4, you got 1 free. So I picked My Dark Vanessa out. I've heard good things about this book, but I don't know too much about it, to be honest. I think it's kind of more of a darker story. Okay, yeah, so it's exploring a relationship between a naive teenage girl and her manipulative teacher. So that does sound pretty dark. It's blurbed by Stephen King. It says, My Dark Vanessa is a hard story to read and a harder one to put down. A well-constructed package of dynamite. I always pick up books that are blurbed by Stephen King. I'll give it a shot and we'll see how it goes. It was free, so not that big a deal if I don't like it, but it does sound intriguing. I'm not sure if is this considered dark academia? I don't know. If it is, I do like dark academia, so I probably will like it. Oh, it's also blurred by Gillian Flynn on the front. It says, brilliant and stunning, an absolute must read. I will read it and we'll see. Last but not least, I picked up a thriller. This one's called The Heights. This one was $1.40 as well from the same thrift store as the other B.A. Paris book. I really like the cover of this one. I don't know, like the buildings and kind of the perspective of looking upwards for the heights. I don't know, it looks kind of cool to me. This one I don't know too much about. I just kind of read the beginning in the store. It says, The Heights is a tall, slender apartment building among the warehouses of Tower Bridge in London. Its roof terrace is so discreet you wouldn't know it existed if you weren't standing at the window of the flat directly opposite. But you are, and that's when you see a man up there, a man you'd recognize anywhere. He's older now and his appearance is subtly changed, but it's definitely him. Which makes no sense at all since you know he has been dead for over 2 years. You know this for a fact because you're the one who killed him. For $1.40, definitely worth it, and like I said, if I don't like it, it'll end up in a free little library, which is good as well. Okay, so these are all the books that I picked up yesterday at book thrifting. I think in total these cost under $30. It was, I think, around 28 bucks, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books. So I think that's a pretty good deal for sure. Super excited about this haul. My sister is as well. So I would love to know, let me know in the comments below, how is book thrifting in the area that you live? Do you find good books that are like newer releases, good condition? How are the prices? I would be really interested to know. Do you have success in your thrift stores? Yeah, so that's it for today's video. Also let me know in the comments if you enjoy book thrifting videos or book hauls. I can definitely do some more. Thank you so much for watching. Keep an eye out for more videos from me coming very soon, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.